Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, B-Farm. Thinking right out here in the lab with the black eye, doing what I do for you. It's all good. I'm back in the book. I got a nice little lesson for you. We're going to talk about contentment. Another level of excellence you can reach within yourself to practice. I'm going to give you some lessons on that. Let's go. Rightisms, 25 rule to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune into receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to, know thyself. You see where we're going with this? So let's get that together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I get through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not, is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not, and knows that they know not, is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock, here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself, and two, Maya, be true. Right thinkers, let's talk about the teaching of contentment. A lot of people swear they know the definition of the word, swear they know what it means. Okay, so for those who do that, this might not be for you. For those who want to learn, pay attention. I got you. The teaching of contentment figures prominently here. Why? Because contentment does not mean, watch this, stopping your efforts to improve oneself. That's your job. Nothing to do with nobody else. It does not mean giving up the life struggle and let God do all the work. Don't work that way either. The teaching of contentment I'm about to go through is a profound mystical philosophy which must be understood thoroughly if it's going to be used and benefit from. Okay, you have to thoroughly understand how to use this philosophy. The feeling of discontent, start with that, always will arise when what? When a person continuously compares themselves to others. Right there, the old rat race. They get you caught up in the game of life. You got to be first. You got to beat the other guy. You got to be your best. Okay, that's putting you in a position of what? Pressure. Okay, what? To compete with others and engages in what? One pleasures after another. You're going to do things of what's going to make you happy for the moment. Temporary pleasure for a permanent situation never works out. Okay, so what they're telling you now, with all this nonsense that you're doing in this form of thinking, this way of living, there is always what? Something to be what? Dissatisfied with. What you mean? And you in competition. And we always worry about the neighbor's grass being greener, his car being bigger, his house being nicer. That's competition. Okay, we unwillingly, you just think that's normal. That's what society dictates. I don't live by society rules. So there is always what? Someone with more money. If I was a money lover, that would be an issue for me. Since I'm not that dude, I don't care about how much money somebody got. And the work that you can do, tell me how much money you make a year. I don't give a damn. That's personal information. Keep it to yourself, okay? But those kind of people, they do that. And you got somebody, what? With a bigger house than yours. Somebody who got more possessions, etc. See where we're going with that? I'm not in competition with my brothers, sibling rivalries. I don't compete with them. I don't do nothing for my mother, father's love. That's all ignorant thinking. And we fall victim of it because what? Obviously, we don't know no better. and think it's normal. When you do something wrong and think it's normal, you got problems. All right. So therefore, if you compare yourself to others, constantly crave for what you want to have and what not have, those are all selfish desires that the ego, you're serving the ego. You're not serving your higher self, and you'll never reach what? Contentment doing these things. That's what we're getting that out the way. Don't worry, the contentment coming. Don't worry, you got to put up with the bad. Like my message, you wish for rain, you got to put up with the mud. So sometimes it get a little muddy. You will ensure, with this way of thinking, you will ensure that your life will what? Be miserable and unfulfilled. That's a guarantee. Like people who won't know themselves, I guarantee you're going to reincarnate. Why? At Judgment Day, you're going to fail. Simple. That ain't hard to figure out. Depending on how you understand life and how you view it. I view it from a philosophical concept. That's all. Not religious. I don't get caught up in my emotions. I don't get caught up in a whole bunch of nonsense that means nothing to me except to the person. Everything means everything to you. Nobody else. Get over that concept and you'll be fine. Now let's talk about contentment. Okay? Contentment is coming here with my eyes swole, not worrying about how I look or what somebody does. Look at his eye. No, I'm coming here to teach a lesson. I'm going to do it with my eye. Moving on. So again, been there, done that. My contentment pushing me past the nonsense. Contentment, let's talk, means that you have realized that what? Yourself, God, and has placed you exactly where you need to be. Doing exactly what you need to be doing. And that's where I'm at right now. Swole and I and all. With exactly the right resources to gain what? Your life experience. We come here for an experience. I keep telling you that we're spiritual beings come into human form to have what? Human experience in human form. So you will need, which will lead you to what? Spiritual enlightenment. That's the ticket out of this life to next. This life is temporary. The physical body is going to die. But the spirit that's in it needs to become what? Conscious. And everybody's conscious is unique. And this thing here is the most magnificent piece of machinery known to man. And everybody get an individual one at the start of life. Start out with it. And you got everything you need right up there. Your job is to figure it out for what? Yourself. With this profound faith in the teachings and with understanding, you must now develop the feeling that what? Your inner self is what's guiding you. Let your conscience be your guide. That's your higher self. Okay. God is what? All conscious. All knowing. That's all conscious. And when you realize that, when you reach him, you let him dictate. My pastor says it all the time. God put on my heart. God put on my heart. Okay. I go to meditation state. God gives it my mind and give me a concept and philosophy that I can, get you to him. So I get the concept. I understand it. Everybody does it different. And when you got your conscious, your inner self guiding you, and this is like in a mysterious way. Why? But it's guiding you toward which is good and right. My inner self never says nothing bad and negative. Moving on. That's because God is only divine. He's the one way, good, righteous. And with this understanding in yourself, when you had this understanding, you reached that level. Now you can accept all life situations. I told you, being comfortable in uncomfortable situations in life, that's what they're telling you. You're prepared to handle every situation accordingly. And with equal vision. And furthermore, now you can see all situations clearly, whether or not, or deal with them in an even level, keep the equanimity, but whether or not they are prosperous or adverse, as favorable for your spiritual evolution. Why? Because the life's ups and downs, as well as the downs, are divinely inspired. These are tests, and like George said, do not respond. Life is only a test. And the events which will lead you to spiritual enlightenment. If you go on that path to righteousness to know yourself, it's going to be some things you got to deal with. But when you do that, it's taking you somewhere. It's giving you opportunity to do what? Be your best self, know yourself. But many people, what's this? Many people who have not studied, and none of us don't study, I understand that, and what's this? Mystical philosophy or anything for that matter, they live their lives in this state of perpetual contradiction, hypocrites. They think say one thing, they say one thing and do something else. And ain't none of them phrases or doing is good or right, but they continue to perpetrate it. But if there is peace, then what? This is how some people are. I hate these kind of people, but watch this. If there's peace, they complain that there is what? Nothing going on, no excitement, that things are boring. No, you enjoy the peace and tranquility. Sometimes everybody don't feel that way, but that person always complaining about that. And then if there's a lot of excitement going on and movement, they gonna what? Complain that there should be what? Peace and calm, quiet. You can't serve two masters. If it's raining, they're gonna complain about it should be sunshine. And then if you got sunshine, then they're going to complain about it's too hot and it's uncomfortable. God dog it. Everything that they go the opposite. You say left, they say right. You say up, they say down. For the hell of it. What? Those are controversial people, contradictory people, hypocrites. They just want to argue for the sake of arguing. Okay? Those kind of people you leave alone. That's why. If you're around those kind of people continuously, that's your problem. Why? Get away from them. They get a problem, all right? The man with the doc, it hurt every time I do that. Doc said, okay, don't do that. Moving on. And so on. Remember, these kind of people, they complain about everything. They ain't never satisfied. That means they haven't found what? Contentment within their own life. So they can bitch about everything. You know them kind of people? Uh-oh. Check the mirror. Every time I ask you about those kind of people, well, I don't, it might be you. See, I give it to you right between the eyes. You should look what? At this world with an objective, not a subjective mindset. And having an objective eye and be able to accept what it is as it is and not try to impose your own egoistic nonsense notions of what it should be. You only control you. If half of us, y'all ain't got that together, so how the hell you gonna control something else or somebody else? And y'all always want to be worried about or controlling somebody else and ain't got your own stuff under control. A power far beyond your own ignorant capacity to be able to comprehend through what? Your little egoistic mindset. Again, it's beyond your comprehension level. Why? Because you're ignorant, you don't know, and you ain't trying to know. And it is controlling what? Every aspect of nature. That's God, them nuts. And has created just the right conditions that they are necessary to what? At the right time, aspects of nature, and has created everything and at the right time. If you think God messed up, you ain't thinking right. Okay? Contradictions arise when due to lack of what? Understanding. Okay? So therefore, if you become well versed in what? Right thinking philosophy, the mystical philosophy, now you will be able to what? Reduce your own mental agitation with what? Knowledge of self. Takes away all the nonsense, cut to the chase. Daily meditation, which is caused by what? Contradictions. And you will now have the possibility to lead what we call a peaceful life. If you always worried about this, that, and the third, agitated about everything, complaining about everything, you ain't never at peace. You ain't never find peace of mind. You ain't never going to get hotep. That's what they trying to tell you. Those things got to stop. And you found it would lead you to peaceful life and you be able to enjoy life more fully or in abundance, as they tell you. Furthermore, you will now develop what we call a solid base of inner harmony. With self-knowledge, you ain't got to worry about belief, worry about somebody saying, no, you know what you know about you. That's all that matters. And which will make it what? Now is possible for you, the individual, for you to truly what? Succeed in the daily practice of what you call formal meditation. When you sit down and go into your meditative mode. I live in a meditative state of mind, so I'm staying focused on everything I do. That's part of integral yoga. I didn't like that lesson, but moving on. All right. Remember, I'm trying to give you information that you can implement that will help you along your route of what? Trying to know yourself. Spiritual enlightenment. That's the goal for the right thinkers. That's what you're doing here. That's what you should be doing. Anything else, you might be in the wrong place. Moving on. The world of human experience. We're here as a test. This is paragraph. Put that to use. Watch this. The world of human experience. We're spiritual beings come here to have a human experience. Spiritual beings having a human experience. But it's like the testing ground, okay? A place for all the spiritual human teachings, so you have what? That you can learn. You have to learn. You ain't born with it. You're born what? Ignorant. You're born not knowing. So you have to be taught. That's why we have sage, teachers, saints, gurus to help, mystics. So now you can learn about how what? Controlling one's mind and your emotions, and to be able to understand that the world is only an expression of the divine. This is God's dream. We just part of it, doing our individual part to get what? Back to him in our spirit when the physical body is over. But how will you react when you are confronted with what? Ignorance, hatred, and pleasures of the flesh, your desires for yourself. How you deal with those things within your own self. The world gives you what? This world gives you opportunities to what? Test yourself. Sound familiar? Temptation, Jesus and the devil. And to what? Practice taking what? My favorite, the high road. I told you a few months ago, I've gotten comfortable what? Taking the high road. Don't make a difference. Take the high road. Don't make a difference. Right, wrong, and different. You take the high road. That means you're going to do the right thing no matter what. Don't make a difference what they say, how they feel. No, just do what's right. Don't get caught up in emotion. Don't get caught up in tirades. Don't argue, hoop, and holler. No. Just do right. That's take the high road. And you'll always feel better about yourself. Trust me on that one. When I used to just say, I'm going to get in the mud with the pig. I deal with getting cleaned up after I get in the mud. No, my pastor said, no, brother, right? Don't get in the mud. You know, worry about cleaning up. I tried that. It worked, so I don't no longer get in the mud. That's a different philosophy. That wasn't mine. So I could change. Okay, it worked. Okay, it works. So I'm going to implement that instead of mine. Get in the mud, get dirty as you want, and just wash yourself off. No, you still got in the mud. You're still dirty. So I get the concept. I don't get dirty no more. So every time you do this, by taking the high road, not getting in the mud, not doing the nonsense, what happens? You will be what? As if placing another brick of what? In your inner temple of peace, harmony, contentment, and enlightenment. These are all the things you can do to build that temple not made with human hands within oneself, which you are what? Building. You're the builder of what? Your own building. Masonry teach you that and symbolically. But your problem is not with the world. No. But with your own ignorance, that causes restlessness, anxiety. You act out your anger. You show hatred. And when you can't get your physical desires, you're what? Unhappy. And all these qualities that within you. You have all those negative qualities within you. And you can take care of them by what? Stop them. So therefore, you, again, if you practice right thinking philosophy, spirituality, anywhere, and you can take it, use it anywhere in the world, but it will help you to what? Achieve what? The highest goals of what we call spirituality, aka know thyself, nihas. If you have true aspiration, if you give 100% effort, you will also, with proper guidance, you'll find that level in yourself also. That's my lesson. I got to go. Hope you enjoyed it. Right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles a day. So I never know that my right thinkers have passed away. I'll be right back.